back to the coverage here in the ASEAN Basketball League season number 10. You guys are catching the action live right now on SNA. It is San Miguel Alab Pilipinas going up against the visiting Mono Vampire of Thailand, and Mono with a 26-20 lead against San Miguel Alab Pilipinas here, carrying the 6-point lead here in the second frame. You guys are joined by Martin Javier, Mix Bustos, and Ayana Perlas joining us at courtside as well. All right, Mix, what was the story of the first quarter? How was Mono able to build this lead?
It was because of Mike Morrison and the aggressiveness of Preston Knowles and Mike Singletary. At the same time, Alab Pilipinas focused on Sam Deguara. They were able to make a run, and now he's back. It is a question again, as I mentioned, of how they will be able to dominate that paint with Deguara in.
But as well as Mono has shot in the first quarter, 52% rather, from the field. Alab Pilipinas staying within 6 points to begin the second frame, but this is going to be a foul on Canuelas Rosser. So that's going to be his first in the first 15 seconds of the second frame.
This will be a challenge now for Coach Jimmy Alapag. Besides Deguara, players not known to be offensively sound.
Yeah. Let's see who's going to be the focal point.
That's true.
Later on the offensive end for the home squad. Meantime, Morgan back rims the triple try, and Canuelas Rosser comes away with it. And here comes Karakut.
Most likely this will be a straight post to Deguara, looking for him.
Karakut bothered by Ananti. Domingo going to Rosser, who is open. No good. Domingo hustling for that offensive rebound. They immediately locate Big Sam, and why not? You see him that close to the basket, you instantly feed him the ball.
And at the same time, it was because of his seal, his big heft. The defense couldn't really recover.
This is a lineup that they can work with Big Sam on the court, Tirawat taking him at the post. Freddy Leash, though, with a quick retaliation for Mono. Karakut zigzagging. Andre trying to find a teammate here. No ball movement so far from Alab. It is Lodo putting it on the floor. Domingo stuck. Vigil. Well, there's a foul away from the ball. And I believe, is it going to be against Big Sam? Yeah, it's going to be on Sam Deguara.
Credit Chantacion for forcing that offensive foul.
Yeah, really pressuring and getting physical with Sam Deguara at the post. Look at that. Sam trying to find his position. And then that was the big hand to the face.
Or former teammates.
Yeah,
just like what they do in practice.
I'm pretty sure Chantacion did not miss that. Morrison getting fouled on his way up. And he was smacked in the face. Or on the head at least. He is still down here. Hard foul given up by Lawrence Domingo. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah. That was by his forehead. I think the right side of his forehead.
I believe that was a duty foul by Lawrence Domingo to stop more or less the momentum. But we see him going to Mike Morrison, apologizing.
No, it's all good.
All good. He was going for the ball actually, but I think because of the momentum and because of the turn of events, that split second he was, hit the head.
Yeah. And Morrison is a lot longer and taller than Lawrence Domingo.
But that was borderline, Martin. Could have been called for an unsportsmanlike.
Correct.
So lucky break for Alab.
In some situation, it could have been called as an unspo. You're right. All right, let's go first to Ayana Perlas. Go ahead, Ayana.
Just like what you mentioned earlier, Martin and Migs, a different monster the Mono Vampires are, most especially with their newly added import, Mike Morrison, who is known for being a mobile big man. But even with this, and only had 1 day to prepare for today's match, Coach Jimmy Alapag reminded the team to bring the lessons they learned from their last game against Hong Kong, given the similarities they have with today's Thailand team, which are their shooters, and to imitate that performance they had in their last game against the Vampires, wherein they controlled the pace that contained the team's transition defense. Back to you, Mix and Martin.
Thank you so much, Ayana. Well, that's easier than done because this is a very talented Mono Vampire team. You know, you talk about Tyler Lam, Freddie Leash, Singletary, Preston Knowles, alongside Mike Morrison and the locals, Moses Morgan as well. And these players have found a lot of success in the ABL in the past seasons. They're used to, you know, playing with these conditions and to come together as a team. And that's the thing for Mono going into the season. They are more cohesive this year because they spent more time together. Last year they were built, but going into the off-season, they joined some off-season tournaments, so they had a full year to prepare for this one.
And any team that would undergo such experience, not just playing games, but being together, that's why they are at 8-3 right now.
Correct.
You mentioned these names, Martin. Moses Morgan, Mike Singletary, Tyler Lamb, Freddie Leash. These guys have been in the ABL for quite some time, and they know what it's like. As we take a look at this again, Sam Deguara turned his back. Lawrence Domingo was actually late. He was going for the ball.
Yeah, just was unable to get to it in time. And when his arm was on its way down, it hit the head of Mike Morrison. But let's see if they're gonna upgrade this one to an unsportsmanlike foul. All right, so officially that's gonna be an unsportsmanlike foul on Lawrence Domingo. So that will mean 2 free throws plus possession for Mono Vampire. And Morrison looks shaken up right there on the bench of Mono.
Because no matter how big you are, if that kind of hit, you take it to the face, you take it to the head, it's really gonna shake you up, and you need some rest and hopefully no concussion.
Yeah, that's right.
On Mike Morrison.
So he is resting right now, replaced here on the court. So more time on the bench for Mike Morrison as he tries to recover and hopefully comes back in this one. 4th game in the ABL. That's a hard smack he took coming from Lawrence Domingo. Leash, in the meantime, player resumes here. 8:15 left. Freddie Leash. The fine intended, or the pass rather, intended for Singletary is broken up. Vigil thinking about it. Vigil hounded by Ananti. They go to Ganuela's roster. Back to Vigil, and he was fouled on his way to the basket. So that's going to be a foul on Chichai Anati. Here is the move by Louis Vigil. Got it back from Ganuela's roster, and then Chichai got a piece of the arm in that sequence. Louis Vigil at the free throw line.
That was the result by the cutting Vigil. He went for a give and go. But then good thing for him, he got the pump, 2 free throws. It's still a question now of how Alab Pilipinas can run. We hear this so many times in basketball that you cannot just trade baskets.
Correct.
Every time you get a basket, you have to make a stop and create your own momentum. That is what is key now for Alab.
That's right. And you still have Singletary. Oh, he's going to be replaced by Morrison. So that was a quick rest for Michael Morrison. Back on the court. Sam still on the bench. 7:54 remaining in the first half. Tyler Lamb. Lamb lobs it up. Morrison, no. Tip in, no. And couldn't get it on the third try as well. Williams flips it up. No good, but Lawrence Domingo tips it back in.
That's what I'm talking about. You have to create your own momentum. And that is also by running the break on the transition offense.
4 quick points for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Mike Morrison against Ganuela's roster. Leash back to Morrison. Morrison scores that one off the glass.
You know what's more challenging in defending Mike Morrison? As Lawrence Domingo wants to go 2 for 2. Mike Morrison is a lefty, so it's tougher to guard.
Yeah. Morrison being handled by Ganuela's roster on the defensive side. Reversed by Lamb is off. Brickman has the rock. Oh, trying to find Ganuela's roster, but Tyler Lamb got to it. And he breaks up the play. Taps it out of bounds. Ball staying on the side of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And this is the tip-in earlier. Prince Williams on the attempt. Back Lawrence Domingo going deep for that tip-in.
You know, going for tip-ins, is an art form.
Yeah.
You don't usually make it at the first try.
And Onyx Domingo, well,
That was a
that's his
challenging
job.
angle.
Correct,
Right?
correct. That was way under the basket. Gray puts it up in hand. Jeremiah Gray driving.
Maya Gray is going to be the X factor for this game for Alab Pilipinas. When nothing seems to work with your main guys, Gray has to be open and he has to be ready and knocking down some big shots.
Jeremiah Gray scoring on the layup, trimming the lead. Down to 4 here. Ball in the hands of Preston Knowles. Knowles. Lamb for 3. Lamb too strong. Ball goes to Maya. And here comes Jason Brickman.
Let's go, Alab.
Brickman
Let's
sets
go.
the table now for Alab Pilipinas. Brickman gets inside. Vigil. Gray moving closer. Williams hesitating on the fee. Here is King, and he is open. Too strong. Nick King still struggling with his 3-point shots. Singletary. High low with Morrison for the jam.
Like nothing happened. Mike Morrison always finishes hard and strong. And credit that veteran move. Just a little push off. His defender went over the top.
And Mike Morrison is in double figures with 11. Jason Brickman stroking it from downtown. A little bit more offensive-minded tonight is Jason Brickman.
And he has to drive that offense, not just more on passing, but he has to be a threat for the defense to help free up his teammates.
That's right. 2 3-pointers already for Jason Brickman.
Defense.
Morrison against King at the post. He likes this matchup, and he will take it. That's a good crisp move
Let's
coming
go,
from
Alab.
Morrison.
Let's go.
In single coverage against Morrison, maybe one thing to stop him, you can go double on him and
Yeah.
make others shoot.
They might have to double here. You're right, Mix. Because he has been unstoppable in this stretch. Brickman against Knowles here, trying to shake off Preston. Brickman going to King. King got the first step, no good. Maya, no good on the putback.
Kind of forced shot by King, Martin.
Yeah. So, not the best shot.
Defense.
No ball movement for Alab Pilipinas in that sequence of these.
Defense.
Singletary missing on the first one. But Moses Morgan coming up with a rebound and fouled on the second attempt. Let's take a look at the high-low here. And Morrison fully taking advantage of that matchup with Nick King. Throws that one down.
Martin, the reason why Nick King fronted Mike Morrison is because Mike Morrison can just have an easy basket if he were to play that traditional defense. But then Mike Morrison, he knew that he was up. Just a quick nudge.
Yeah.
Good lob by Singletary. Quick connection by Singletary and Morrison.
I was about to say that was a good pass by Mike Singletary,
Yep.
getting it at the right height
True.
for Morrison to reach and put it out of reach from Nick King as well. So 38-31. Counter run here by Mono Vampire.
Let's hear
Jeremiah
it,
Gray.
people. Let's go, Alab.
That's
Let's
Tere.
go.
Back to Gray. Couldn't finish with the left. And here comes Knowles. Knowles to Singletary. He has Brickman. Oh! Ganuela's roster with a chase down, but the putback coming from Moses Morgan.
6-0 run by Mono Vampire. All the while we thought Alab Pilipinas was going to come close. Now it's still a 9-point lead.
Mono Vampire opening up the lead here. Ooh, that's going to be a travel on King. Turnover, San Miguel, Alab Pilipinas. We got a timeout on the floor here. Let's take a look at this move. Singletary and the rejection coming from Ganuela's roster, but the cleanup job for Moses Morgan to stretch the lead to 9 points, 40-31. And we are back to the coverage here inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. We will take a quick scan of Jeremiah Gray's performance against Hong Kong Eastern right there in Southern Stadium in Wan Chai, Hong Kong. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 dimes, and more importantly, 3 blocks. 2 of them coming in the last 2 minutes, including the potential game-winning shot coming from John Shu, denied by Jeremiah Gray.
As I mentioned, Martin, he's going to be the X factor for Alab all season long. Great numbers against Hong Kong Eastern. He's averaging 8 points, close to 4 rebounds, and close to 3 assists per ball game. So quality numbers for the starter for Coach Jimmy.
Especially if you are the fourth option on offense already after the free world imports. So Alab Pilipinas down by 9 here. They got a stop on the other side. Let's see what they can do here on offense. Brickman handling it. They go to King. He's got Morgan. Good bounce pass inside to Ganuelas Rosser.
That was the result of the double on Nick King. That's why Ganuelas Rosser was free for that dump.
And Nick King with a key time here to cut the lead to 7 points here. 33-40. Lamb for 3. That's going to be off. Brickman starting it. And Brickman has the rock. He will set the table. Gray. I got a lot of time to work with. Williams has struggled in this game so far. They go to King. Wraparound pass to Ganuelas Rosser. Goes outside. So turnover.
He actually wanted to repeat that pass.
Yeah.
And then miscommunication that end. Jordan Heading checks back in the ball game. I've yet to see his shooting stroke today.
That's right. Hasn't taken a shot, I believe. Is Jordan Heading, hasn't taken a shot. Preston Knowles inside.
Taking a good rest. Preston knows, but then he's a big guard. It'll be a challenge on how Jason Brickman will guard him.
It looks like that is the game plan, to make him work at the post.
That's true.
Maya Gray going to Jason Brickman on top here. Shot clock is down to 5. Brickman to King. Stolen away. Alab Pilipinas turnover. Singletary. Lamb straight to the cup.
Transition defense should be consistent. That is the name of the game for Mono Vampire.
And Tyler Lamb has 9 points so far. Maya Gray, 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Lead has ballooned to 11. Gray partially deflected. And here comes Singletary. Nose bounces it to Mike Singletary, who had the free lane to the basket. He gets fouled in the process as well.
The hustle and effort of Mono Vampire has been consistent. Ever since the first quarter, they've been running the floor better. They've been filling in the gaps better. That's why they get these types of baskets in transition.
Yeah, they've been running more here. And San Miguel Alab Pilipinas so far finding it hard to contain Mono Vampire on the break. And Singletary will look to complete the three-point play. Short on the free throw. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists so far. 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first half. The two-man game, Nick King. Oh! That is a rejection coming from Singletary. Brickman getting the steal on the other end, trying to escape Mike here.
Let's go, let's go.
Quick counter steal from Brickman, and he will facilitate. Brickman sending it out to King. King to Deguara. Big Sam went all the way out. Brickman for 3. Brickman with his first triple of the game.
3 out of 3, as you mentioned. Martin, Sam Deguara with that recognition. He was out. He knew that his shooter was free. That's why Jason Brickman hit that three-pointer. 9
points for Jason Brickman, all from Rainbow Country. And the lead has been chopped to 10. 46-36 is the count. And let's take a look at the numbers from Tyler Lamb against the Singapore Slingers. Yeah, it was an off night for Lamb. 2 out of 14 from the field. Only 6 points, which is, very far from his average. So he is looking to bounce back here. And so far, he has been successful. He's got 9 points. 4 out of 9 from the field. Lamb usually averages 16 points a game. So these are subpar numbers for Tyler Lamb against the Singapore Slingers. But here against Alab, it's a different story so far.
Mono Vampire has been an offensive factory. 5 players averaging in double figures. Tyler Lamb, as you mentioned, 16 to 17 points per game.
5 players?
5 players averaging in double figures.
And look at that. The offense of Mono Vampire and Preston Knowles adding to the woes of San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Lead is back up to 12. He had a or he has a chance to add to that at the free throw line. Coach Andrej Urlip, the Slovenian head coach, barking instructions in this dead ball situation. Under a minute remaining, 58.2 seconds left. Knowles completes it. So now it's Coach Jimmy Alapag's turn to burn a timeout. They are down by 13. Now we are spreading the love here in the Philippines. Hug cam here. I hope they hug. This is a hug cam. Okay.
Show the love.
There we go. I hope someone actually reminds them that they're on cam here. Okay, hug cam. So far. Yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. And it's great to see our Filipino fans loving the game of basketball on a Sunday night.
It's a family affair here. Whole family's here. There you go. Several waves here. Good sized crowd, by the way, here inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. And this is the biggest lead for Mono Vampire at 13 points, 49-36. And they get the steal. Lamb, the bounce to Preston. Back to Tyler, lobbing it up to Morrison. Back outside. Singletary rotating it to Morgan, who swishes the free.
It's a 4-out offense. Everybody is a threat for Mono Vampire. And so far, if you focus on Deguara, it actually slows the game down.
Yeah.
And it's kind of predictable on the offense for Alab. Everybody else has to step up and be a threat to be able to make a run.
So 5-second differential now between the clocks. Brickman heading for three, and heading knocks it down.
Finally breaks the silence.
First shot, first three-point shot as well, coming from Jordan Heading. And that's gonna be the final buzzer here in the second quarter and in the first half. Mono Vampire breaking the game wide open here, Migs. Up by as many as 16 points, maintaining the 13-point lead going into the halftime break.
It's because of the crisp passing, especially towards the end of the second quarter, which causes for Alab the defense of Alab rather, to be late. That's why Singletary was open for that corner jump shot. And it's been so far so good for Mono Vampire.
Moses Morgan providing the last basket to stretch the lead back to 13 points here. Halftime stats, analysis, highlights coming your way. This is the ASEAN Basketball League season number 10 right here on SNN.